depending on what it is that you're getting, it will be metaphoric. Right now, this time of the year, we have dead leaves, and that's a wonderful metaphor, because what does that mean? Some people will say, well, it's death. Other people will say, no, it's fertilizer for the spring when the plants are growing then. So it's really looking at everything, thoughts, what you're feeling, what you're experiencing metaphorically. And there's your message or your answer. And it's really kind of, you know, even the metaphor of the sunshine right now. Mm-hmm. You've got some part of this quadrant and this quadrant have sunshine. The other ones are dark. So now we have dark and we have light.
You've got both.
And I had a guest that was here. This was really amazing for her, because this was in January and it was cold, and we just had watered, and so there's some muddy parts. And I tell everybody, you know, if you want to connect yourself to the earth, take your shoes off, walking in bare feet. And so she said, I'm doing it. She kicked her shoe. Everybody else said, you are nuts. So she went out, and what she did was she got in the mud, the dark spot, and got her feet in there and found out it was warmer.
In the mud than it was outside.
And when she came out, that's what she said. She said, you know, how would I know the light if it weren't for the darkness? I am so grateful for my darkness.
Wow.
So, metaphor, metaphor, metaphor. And what I was going to do is I was going to play the CD, Hidden Waters, Sacred Ground by Sophia, which is, it's wonderful. Her voice is fantastic. The first song is she's talking about sweet surrender, just letting everything go. Then a Native American chant. And then you have an Indian chant, and then her voice with flute and birds. It's beautiful.
My group has some information for you.
Oh, wonderful.
So light workers sent on to this atmospheric condition to create the plane of demonstration. You are light fragments from source. 7 points of interest: thought, contemplative thought, electricity, matter, form, and texture. That is the creative process. Contemplative thought slowed down, created light, and you are light workers. You are the fragments of light that are source. Light worker beings. The light worker beings created everything that there is. They created from thought. They created from contemplative thought. Contemplative thought is the pool of all information that exists from the point of all time, the point and moment of now. You are light creative beings. Light workers created all that there is. They attached electricity, then matter, then form, then texture, and created this plane of demonstration. This plane of demonstration is but one of billions and billions of creative processes that you decided to descend yourselves upon and experience that which you had created. Everything created on this realm has a DNA. Balance to it, and center point of ultimate explosion and creation. These patterns here are DNA patterns. These patterns here are not meant to stay on a one-dimensional plane. These are patterns that you are to look down into and up into. You elongate this pattern, and it creates a DNA pattern. These creative patterns you set on this plane before you even decided to take over a humanoid form. You set these patterns to be duplicated to continue the creative process here on this realm. When you walk into the center of these patterns, your mind takes you upward, your soul takes you downward, and you have experienced the DNA pattern of that which you have created. The forms are endless. The patterns are endless. You are a light worker being that decided to help create part of the atmosphere, part of the organic matter here on this plane. And these are the DNA patterns of that which you have created, which you are connected to. You are a DNA formation light being. You teach this to other light workers. You teach this to other beings that come to this plane. These patterns were set out as demonstrations because you forget when you're here on this realm that which you took place in creating. These are messages to yourself by yourself. These are messages to light energy workers coming to this realm that have not been here before, as to the construction of all things. When you walk a DNA pattern, when you walk a DNA pattern, your energy absorption is that which resonates warmth in the very core being of your soul. It is like coming home for you. It is like creating home for you. Each turn and each undulation takes you upward and downward into that which you have created. It wraps your soul in this pattern. Each undulation and turn creates a new color and energy formation for you. And the totality of all of those colors are the color of your energy. Light workers that created the DNA patterns, they all sit in this energy field and dimension with you. You call to them and they come. Those who are drawn to this type of spiritual experience are the DNA light workers. 7 points of creation. Other beings from other dimensions and other realms also create planes of demonstration. They also create experience for all light energy beings to transform themselves and exchange interdimensional realms, interdimensional transportation, points of transportation, vortexes. These are not just a pattern of DNA, they also project a vortex of energy for transporting energy beings, organic matter. They're a way for you to infuse your energy that sits in the spirit that wraps you into that which you have created. Spirit is the energy from source that encompasses all things, that breathes life into all things. Part of what you see here are some of those patterns. These patterns are coming to life now in this time of change, in this upswing of energy. These patterns are coming to life. There will be new ones that form on this realm. There are new ones that are coming. Your scientists won't know how they got here. Other light energy beings from other dimensions and realms are creating them right now. They are in the core of your ship and they are erupting themselves up in patterns. You call forth a female energy that sits with you. She follows you and travels with you through most times and dimensions. She has not been here with you this time. She has left you here alone this time because in this lifetime, Mike, you must learn to live fully in every moment. You must utilize every single moment of the eternal moment of now and breathe life and experience all that there is. And all things past will dissipate and all things new will be created. She has allowed you this space because with her in your life, you tend to hold on to patterns from the past. Do you consciously walk in every moment? Do you consciously create everything new for yourself? Virgin territory in every single moment. You lay paths for others. You lay paths for their creativity. You are the provider of light and direction. Light and direction. In, out, around, and beyond. 4 points of direction. Depth, texture, movement, temperature, These are the things that you provide. You balance these wherever you go. You are interbalanced with these 4 realms. These patterns bring you back to yourself. These patterns feed your creative imagination for all that is to come, for the paths that you lay. These are how you see paths. You see them in a much broader dimension than the walking of a path. It's the experiencing of a path. It's the experiencing of oneself. It is the experiencing of the knowing of truth, of the knowing of the beginning of all, of source, that is. And you demonstrate this time around because you had held on to falsehoods before. She has allowed you that space so that you may come back to the true center of your knowing.
You got anything you'd like to ask?
Oh, I just definitely resonate with that. But only totally.